guys, welcome to class. We are going to be looking at punctuation and of course the second part of the topic today. In the last class we had to look at specific punctuation marks, and today we'll be looking at some other punctuation marks. So we'll be defining or describing punctuation, we'll be exploring some punctuation marks and of course how to use them, and of course we'll be learning how to construct well punctuated sentences. Okay, like I told you in the previous class on punctuation, it's one of the mechanisms of making ourselves understood in written form. Of course, it's only when we read that we employ the use of punctuation marks, and of course we use pauses. But basically, punctuation marks reflect more when we're talking about the written form. So the way a sentence is punctuated can lead to either clarity or confusion. Alright, today we are looking at some new or some other punctuation marks. In the previous class we looked at capital letters, like I told you, capital letters are punctuation marks. We looked at the full stop and so many other ones. So today we are starting with the quotation marks. I think one major thing we need to start with is that the quotation marks can come out in two different forms. It can either be in the single entry form or the double entry form. Of course, we open and we close, we open and we close. So what are the things we use this particular punctuation mark for? They are used to mark the actual words of the speaker. We've had to do one or two things on direct and indirect speech before now. Okay, so when someone says something and you want to repeat or report what that person has said in the exact words of the person, you use direct speech, and that is when you use quotation marks. So you can see, I've already seen it. So we have a single entry quotation mark opening what John replied, and we have it closed here. Okay? Then another use to which we put quotation marks is that they are used to draw attention to particular words. So of course, you are coming up with a sentence and you want a particular word to be emphasized. You can quote it, like we have here. The sentence reads, the word book can be used as a noun or a verb. And here we can see that the word book is quoted. Okay? Now, next slide. There are some things that we need to pay attention to with respect to the use of quotation marks. One, the comma always comes inside the quotation mark. So let me give an example. So we have a sentence like this. I love God, Dave said. Okay, so your comma has to come in this kind of situation. It should not come after the closing of the quotation mark. Then you can either use the single or double entry quotation marks whenever you have to use quotation marks. Okay? Now, another one is the colon. When do we use the colon? The colon is used in front of a list. I used three colors. Green, we have it here. Okay, introducing a list of colors. We have green, blue, and pink. Okay, the colon is used in front of an explanation or a reason. I decided against traveling this weekend. You can see the reason is the weather forecast was dreadful. And of course, we have another use for which it's used. The colon is used after introductory heading. Start time, 10 o'clock. Instead of saying start time is 10 o'clock, we can also say start time, 10 o'clock. Okay? Now we have more things to say about the colon. It's used between two main clauses that are connected. Okay? Be patient is a main clause. The next book in the series is yet to be published is another main clause. But because in a sense they are equated, okay, so we have the colon in between them. Another punctuation mark we'll be looking at is the comma. I think we have a lot to say about the comma. The comma is used to separate main clauses. We've had to do one or two things on clauses, and of course, you know, a main clause can stand on its own and it will make sense. So, it was cold yesterday, that's a main clause. Jane had to go to work, that's another main clause, and of course, the word but here is a coordinating conjunction. And we have the comma used to separate. It was cold outside, comma, okay, Jane had to go to work. To separate subordinate clauses from main clauses. Subordinate clauses obviously cannot stand on their own, even as their name implies. Okay, and of course main clauses can stand on their own. So if there is any problem, that's a subordinate clause. Okay, that's a subordinate clause. Okay, call me, that's a main clause. It can stand on its own and it makes absolute sense. Okay, then to separate relative clauses are adjectival clauses, okay, from main clauses. My neighbor who just got married here is a relative clause and is talking about my neighbor. And of course we have another comma here, is lazy. Now look at this, to separate items on a list. Everybody knows this. Okay, but in some situations we need to emphasize the fact that the items can belong to any part of speech. Okay, in this situation we have noun, noun, noun. Okay, they breed cats, dogs, and rabbits. But we can also have commas in between adjectives. Wet, comma, cold. Now, one final thing I need to say with respect to adjectives is that whenever, the commas is that whenever you have and as well as or, you don't need to add a comma before or after them. Okay? Now, let's quickly look at this. With adverbials, you can use commas. And of course, with question tags, we've done question tags. We look at reported speech. Now, to conclude this will help us drive home the issue about commas. Let's eat grandma. Okay? Whereas what the person intended to say is, let's eat grandma. Okay? Punctuation can actually save lives. Thanks for coming around for this class. If you have any questions, comments, or thoughts, you can share them with us in the Google section, the stream section of our Google Classroom. See you in the next class. Bye.